Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode, I am going to be recapping The Flash Season 1, Episode 20, titled The Trap, which was originally released on the 28th of April 2015, and I'm recording this episode over 10 years later on the 2nd of October 2025. Yes, that's right, we're back to doing recaps that because originally it was a timing thing, and then I kind of went, well, let's see if I can do it. Because I think with doing the 14 episodes as well, I think it was mainly that rather than anything else. Because it's stuff that I was watching, and I'm watching, so I just kind of thought, well, if I just do it on the podcast as well, it's no more. It's a bit, maybe 5 or 10 minutes extra, but nothing else. But the recaps are taking a new format. I'm not going to show you any trailers because otherwise the episode's being considerably a lot longer. So it's just going to be my recap. So without further ado, here is my recap of The Flash Season 1, Episode 20, titled The Trap. We start off with the Flash title sequence. We then have a previous recap, which involves Cisco mentioning that he believes that the trap for the Reverse Flash shouldn't have failed. Cisco also mentions his dream regarding Dr. Wells being the Reverse Flash and Dr. Wells killing him. Barry, Caitlin and Cisco discover the Time Vault and the news article about Barry's future disappearance. Now into the main bulk of the episode. Caitlin notices that Iris wrote the article about Barry's disappearance. Barry learns that he will get promoted at the CCPD. Barry, Caitlin and Cisco meet Gideon. Gideon informs Barry that Dr. Wells' plan is to kill Barry. Gideon reveals why Dr. Wells killed Barry's mum. Barry learns that he creates Gideon. Gideon promises to keep Barry, Caitlin and Cisco meeting her a secret from Dr. Wells. Eddie mentions Barry, Iris, Caitlin and Cisco. Eddie informs Joe that he is planning on proposing to Iris. Joe refuses to give Eddie his blessing. Joe insults Barry, Caitlin and Cisco. Eddie mentions time travel, but Barry admits to already time travelling. Barry believes Cisco has memories from the timeline that no longer exists. A flashback featuring Barry still in his coma, Joe, Iris and Dr. Wells is shown. Dr. Wells introduces himself to Joe. Dr. Wells asks Joe to let him take Barry to Star Labs. Joe agrees to this. Barry reveals his plan. Barry is planning on getting Dr. Wells to confess to his mum's murder. Caitlin mentions dream therapy and PTSD. Caitlin lies to Dr. Wells, as does Cisco. Dr. Wells helps Barry, Caitlin and Cisco. Captain Singh raises his voice at Barry. Captain Singh mentions his upcoming wedding. Barry and Iris run into each other. Iris and Eddie kiss. Barry promises to call Iris. Barry learns that Eddie is planning on proposing to Iris. Eddie mentions Joe not giving him his blessing. Barry agrees to talk to Iris about this. Eddie thanks Barry. Cisco names multiple films. Cisco falls asleep. Cisco is in his dreams. Cisco continuously updates Barry, Caitlin and Joe. Barry asks Cisco to focus. Cisco believes the Reverse Flash was just a hologram. Dr. Wells reveals his true identity as Eobard Thawne to Cisco. Cisco wakes up. Barry blames himself for his mum's murder. Dr. Wells calls Barry. Dr. Wells informs Barry of a fire. Captain Singh mentions his fiancée working in the building currently on fire. Barry asks for Dr. Wells' help. Dr. Wells informs Barry how to stop the fire. Dr. Wells motivates Barry. Barry stops the fire. Captain Singh and Rob reunite and hug. Dr. Wells asks Barry about him doubting himself. Dr. Wells gives Barry some advice. Barry thanks Dr. Wells. Barry and Joe discuss Dr. Wells. Barry mentions Cisco and Dr. Wells' relationship. Joe blames himself for Dr. Wells. Barry attempts to reassure Joe. Cisco references one of the Indiana Jones films. Barry and Cisco test Cisco's new trap for Dr. Wells. Barry hurts himself. Joe asks Eddie to keep Iris safe. Joe reveals why he declined to give Eddie his blessing. Iris messages Barry. Iris gives Barry some information about Star Labs. Barry lies to Iris about having powers. Barry checks in with Iris about her and Eddie. Iris looks at a photo of her and Barry. Another flashback featuring Barry in his coma and Iris talking to him. Iris informs Barry that Eddie asked her on a date and she said yes. Iris believes she needs Barry in her life. Dr. Wells returns to Star Labs. Caitlin mentions the Reverse Flash. Dr. Wells, no longer in his wheelchair, reunites with Cisco. Dr. Wells compliments Cisco. Cisco and Dr. Wells discuss Joe. Dr. Wells plans on killing Cisco. Joe shoots at Dr. Wells. Barry tries to stop all the bullets except one, which seems to kill Dr. Wells. Caitlin checks on Cisco. Caitlin believes Dr. Wells is dead. Joe apologises to Barry. Dr. Wells reveals that he tricked everyone. Barry yells at Dr. Wells. Dr. Wells teases him and Barry meeting again. Barry learns that Dr. Wells has been spying on him, Caitlin and Cisco. Iris and Eddie take a walk. Eddie convinces Iris to ignore a call from Joe. The Reverse Flash attacks Eddie. Barry promises to save Eddie. Iris works out that Barry is the Flash. Eobard Thawne introduces his true identity to Eddie. Thawne considers Eddie his insurance. Thawne considers killing Barry whilst he was still in his coma. Thawne admits to witnessing Barry grow up and his hatred for Barry. Thawne mentions Barry's upcoming death. And that is my recap of The Flash Season 1, Episode 20, titled The Trap. Let me know what you thought of that episode if you watched it in the comments below, as well as my recap. If you didn't, you can put your thoughts on both of those in the comments below, as well with anything else we want to cover on the channel, such as any previews or recaps. Put those in the comments below. Remember, also like, comment, and subscribe. Just a reminder, the podcast is now available on Spreaker as well. So if you want to just listen to the podcast, it is available. But the Spreaker doesn't include Chuck's episodes. It doesn't include the intro or the outro. It doesn't include any of the visual bits that Matt adds to make all the YouTube episodes fantastic. It's just the audio that I record. So just bear that in mind if you are. But without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.